All right, John, here's video as promised. Kind of what we were describing over text yesterday was that over-exaggeration on the backswing, kind of getting away from the ball and your shoulders are tracking back. You can see it's creating a whole lot of wrinkles. If I was wearing a tighter shirt, that'd be a big pull through this area. My guts are not traveling up and down, they're traveling up and to the side. And that's essentially going to create a big slam in the downswing and not really sustainable because those joints, as you turn, they're not going to be great. Turning and extending is not a good motion for anyone long term. So kind of what we were describing over text was keeping your keeping your thoracic spine nice and long. So I'm able to get into a good position, but instead of extending and then coming down into flexion, I'm going to maintain a good height at my thoracic spine between here and here. So that's going to allow me to actually keep a really good center, stay really, really grounded within my swing. And it's going to be a smoother return to the bottom instead of me having to go up and away and then somehow make it back down, turn, and get that ball off. So what we're going to look at instead is drills and like rehab techniques to promote lengthening here instead of that quick extension up top, down into flexion, cover the ball and drive through. We're going to want to remain super long so we're able to get up to the top. I can keep my thoracic spine really neutral and really long as I get there, and that's how I'm actually able to get the ball off really, really nicely. And obviously limit any exaggerated disasters. So everything that we're going to do here is all going to be ground-based. And my favorite one by far is going to be inverting a player to start is going to be probably the highest bang for your buck, because when we're up top, we're going to have to manage forces, manage gravity, manage breathing. So how I like to start with people that need more thoracic lengthening, elongation, is I like to start them in this low bear position. So we're getting them down here. So now I'm creating a ramp from my lumbar or from my thoracic spine all the way to the top of my head. That's going to be pretty neutral. I can hang out here and I can breathe. Inhale and exhale and hold myself in this high bear position. That's going to, you can feel when you do this properly, you can feel your thoracic spine actually decompressing. That's number one. Number two, I would go after next would be something like this rotational plank. So we'll get ourselves on a side sit, and then I'm going to try to maintain myself really long. I like this for golfers because there's some rotation involved. You still have to control it. So I'm going to be super long through my head. I'm trying to reach my head towards the wall in front of me. I'm not just going to cramp down like this and stretch. I'm going to be super long with my spine, and I'm going to create the rotation at my hips and at my lumbar spine. And then I'm going to inhale and exhale and make sure that I can get the same amount of breath into my abdomen as I normally would, just kind of hanging out here. But this is a really, really good one for the golf population. So right now I'm trying to reach my neck and my thoracic spine forward to that wall in front of me. I'll let you see what it looks like on the other side. So we're going to start here. We're going to work our way down. You can see I'm not flexing down at my lumbar spine. And now I'm actually going to push my head forward and create that little extra 5 degrees, 5% of lengthening through my thoracic spine. Inhale and exhale. And that's going to open up the rib cage a lot as well. Typically overextension down into flexion at the thoracic spine is obviously due to some rib cage mechanics, because if we are in this typically extended scenario where our ribs are popping out, we're going to have to extend in order to rotate, and then obviously that's going to slap you right back down into this flexion. So anything past that, I guess for a third exercise, anything past that is going to be just maintaining really good rib internal rotation for this type of player. So I like to just lay down, pin my ribs down on the floor, one hand on top of the other. Inhale and then exhale. And as I'm exhaling, I'm going to reach forward as much as I can. And I can feel these ribs rolling down into internal rotation. And to make this more difficult, to make this better, you can throw something like a towel or a foam roller underneath to create a little bit of extra pull. So you're rolling those down as I'm exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. So those ribs are continually rolled down as I turn into it. And honestly, between the combo of those three exercises we just did, we're going to then be able to keep our spine, keep our thoracic spine nice and long, stay really upright. We're going to unlock enough turn through our shoulders that we don't have to extend, and then we don't have to flex down in order to return the club down to the ground. I hope this is helpful. Let me know what you think.